Hey guys, so today I wanted to go over a build that I've been working on, and I feel that it's it's at a point where it's pretty well rounded and honestly pretty OP unless you encounter enemies that are resistant to fire. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna show you my stats. I am level 185. I know it's not the level that most people are aiming for. I know it's 150, so feel free to scale this down. Maybe a little less mind and endurance. Um, Definitely want to try to aim for 80 faith. I have the Godric Great Rune on, so all my stats are +5 right now. Um, the endurance I went to 31 plus Great Jar's Arsenal to allow me to wear the Lionel set, which gives me 79 poise, which is really nice. I really like the high poise on this build because all your spells are really long casts, and a lot of the time, unless you're just consistently, spacing and finding a finding a good time to cast, it's nice to not be interrupted all the time from every little hit. So the high poise is actually quite fun. It makes this build feel like, I don't know, like you're some tanky burly blacksmith. Like, yeah, it's a really fun build. So honestly, give it a try if you're able to acquire some of these items. Like these two, you might need New Game Plus for. Not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure you do need a New Game Plus or for a friend to drop. But yeah, you want to try and get two of these to boost your Giant's Flame incantations. Um, and then farming two of these with 80 Arcane and Silver Scarab took about 2 hours. So it's rough, but it's worth it, to me at least. Because I was pretty dedicated to this build. And then, of course, you want the Fire Scorpion Charm, um, Godfrey Icon. I was using the Radagon icon. I was kind of interchanging them, but in the end, you don't need more cast speed if you have enough poise to like tank through a hit. You know what I mean? In the end, you're gonna want to be able to charge boost more of your abilities. Like let me just test like the Giant's Flame, which by the way, you want to free cast this more than you'd normally with other abilities. So 26, 29, I believe. Let me test that without Godfrey icon. So 26, 29, 26, 29. We're gonna throw this fireball at him. 2289. So like 350, 340 damage boost. That's significant. And with Radagon icon, you're not really noticing. Like you have to really pay attention to notice the uh, the speed boost. I also use the Alexander Shard a bit and Millicent's. This one specifically, just because it boosts attack power more, even though this one gives dex. Um, I mean, I don't know. One of these two is good. One of these two. If you want to focus on a little more, spamming, because these do hit quickly. You know, we all know the move set of these magma blade or curve swords. They're pretty OP. So yeah, it is a good choice. I just prefer the casting route. So yeah, those are some options. Uh, so those are the talismans. Then the flask, boosting fire attacks, reducing FP consumption. As long as you're getting the fire attack boost. The second one is preference. I mean, I think eliminating the FP consumption is just really nice to spam some of these because they do cost quite a bit. Um, but speaking of the spells, I'll get into those a bit more. So for the most part, this is my setup. I will switch out this one for this Dragon Flame ability right here, Dragon Fire. Not Aegial's Flame. It does hit a little more, but the range is pretty bad, and I mean like really bad. It's half of this one maybe, and then the same with this one. The range is pretty much the same. Damage is decent. Um, but in the end, this one is very long range. Still deals decent damage, and it's just nice with the whole role-playing aspect to just to breathe some fire. I mix it in. It's not super effective, but yeah, usually I'll use this. This is good for um, larger enemies and evens, and like if you're getting swarmed a little bit, really good. This, to pick off some enemies, still fire, still benefits from all my fire boosts. And then these, all three of these, this one, and then this one, are Giant's Flame spells, and they will all benefit from the seal, the Giant Flame, Giant Seal, yeah. Um, so yeah, these are my buffs, boosting uh, Golden Vow, and then boosting fire and physical with Flame Grant Me Strength. So for the spells, I usually engage like this on most, larger or just in most situations, honestly. Buff up. Pop the flask if it's like, a boss situation, a tough situation, obviously. Launch this. And by the time that reaches, seven thousand damage. That will deal with mobs too pretty well because the AoE and the knockback is really good. Then I want to just showcase this real quick. The last Dragonfire spell, which you can also charge, but yeah, super strong against larger enemies. Even against, like you see I'm getting hit in that situation, but the spell still came off, so really useful. The long cast, I think it does more damage, but mostly I've noticed it just increases the number of pillars. I find it very useful in PvP to spam this if you're getting rushed. Because by the time these pillars are done, you're already kind of casting the next round of pillars. So yeah. Okay, so the last thing I want to discuss are the blades. Pretty underrated. Like I said, the moveset for curved swords are really good, but the Ash of War is where it really gets spicy. So I've recently noticed you can chain this Ash of War to a degree with your regular attacks. It's not perfect, but those Ash of War hits stagger enemies pretty well. So in that time frame, you're able to usually get some regular attacks and then go back into the swirling flame stuff. I also use these two. I got two Clayman's harpoons. They just scale really well, and thrusting, piercing spears are really good in PvP. Just gonna showcase those real quick. The Ash of War as well. So that one is, you can see in the bottom left, Flaming Strike. So you shoot a flame, and then you can follow that up with an R2. Does really good damage, like 1,000 to 2,000 on most enemies, and it's pretty quick. And then it buffs your weapon, as you can see. Right armament 3 is 934, and then the same on the other hand is 846. So pretty decent. Moveset, as you all know, I'll show you this one's Ash of War. That is pretty similar, but it's mostly just to catch some people who are chasing you, or it's nice AoE, and it staggers really well. So yeah, these are cool. I've just been really into the Magma Blades. But yeah, guys, that's the build. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment, and leave a like, subscribe if you want, and peace out. Have a great day, y'all.